until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida, where the sun shines all day. It just caught me a grouper, so I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah, fishing in Florida.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fisherman, Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
Well, good morning to you. I hope all is well on your end. And are we staying safe out there? It is it is the Fishing in Florida Show. I got turn that down a little bit. Too much gain right there. Fishing in Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala. This morning I have Carolyn with Atlas Trax, and I like to say about Carolyn, if you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to my friend Carolyn over at Atlas Trax. Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning, Riscala. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there.
Oh, I thought you were going to direct that there. Hey, it's a crazy morning. I got up this morning thinking that it was going to be a beautiful day. I haven't been listening to the weather in the last couple of days, and got up and, oh my goodness. I looked at when I walked out the door, it was just pure clouds everywhere. So I was concerned that we were probably going to get poured on before it was all over, because I have to walk my dog early in the morning. And we got down and we got back, everything was fine. And I looked up on the radar, and it looks like somebody, if you took a map of Florida and took a green and yellow crayon, you just covered the whole state, particularly down south, down in the Keys and down towards Cuba. There's some heavy stuff going on down there. But all over the state, we have just a cloud cover everywhere. So it's not going to be a particularly good day for those of you who have beaches that are open, because according to Palm Beach County, the beaches remain closed. Restrictions and conditions for the reopening of the beaches are still being coordinated with Miami-Dade, Broward, and Monroe counties. Something that just kind of gets under my fingernails really bad. And so anyway, the beaches are still closed. It doesn't look like it's going to be a tremendously good day for boating. But you know what? There's a lot of bridges out there. There's a lot of places you can fish off the shore if they'll let you. It's kind of a hit and miss kind of thing. So did you get to do any fishing this last week?
I was lucky, Riscala. I got out twice. I went out last Sunday. Yeah, I did well. We went out last Sunday, and we picked up a really nice little dolphin about 7 miles offshore, and went midweek, so it was a little bit lighter in traffic. And we went out for the mutton spawn, the full moon mutton spawn a couple nights ago. Was an easy type of fishing, just drift about 60 feet of water. We picked up 3 nice mutton and 1 beautiful red grouper that we brought them home, didn't overfish, just brought what we could eat, and got back to the dock by 8 o'clock.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, I want to thank you because you were kind enough to send me some fish yesterday. I haven't had fresh fish in a while. And you sent me some snapper and some tuna and red grouper. Did I get some? Was that what that's? I don't remember the other one was. But I took that the snapper and, oh, my gosh. You know, with friends like Carolyn, it's really, you'd have to work at failing in life. She sent me a care package, everything I needed to cook my dinner. She didn't send me just fish. Or I'm going to send you some fish, Riscala. So I'm expecting a couple of fillets to show up. Oh, no. I got fillets. I got the herbs to go with them. I got the seasoning to go with them. I got a lemon. I got everything to make my dinner. And it turned out really good. What I did is I blackened the snapper, and then I cooked it over a charcoal grill with a lot of hickory chips. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering. It came out phenomenal. So thank you. Gosh, thank you so very much. It was absolutely wonderful of you to do that for me.
That's why I wanted to definitely do that. And I looked up a couple recipes, and for my snapper, I did a basil lime vinaigrette salad with the blackened seasoning, the Poveromo that I gave you, and served that with a little bit of the jasmine rice, and boy, was that delicious.
Where did you get the blackened seasoning from?
I just went to Publix, actually, and it's Paul Perdomo makes about 4 different flavors of it, and they said in the recipe, get the redfish magic, so I did, and it was pretty amazing. I think that would be great on just about any kind of
I really liked it. It was, because I'm I love, spicy stuff. I just can't seem to get enough of it. And that came out so good. Oh, my goodness. So if you ever have the opportunity to blacken your fish, what's it called, Paul?
Paul Prud'homme's is the brand. It's a tall, thin, tall glass jar. It's probably about $3 at the store, and it's works out well. And it was funny when I called an Uber for you for that food, Rascal, and I showed up. The woman showed up, and I met her in the driveway with a box. She looked a little bit nervous. Told her what was in it, and to get this up to you, as quickly as she can. So another use for Ubers is.
Oh my goodness, it was and ironically, you sent it in a box that I subscribe to as well. I can't remember the name of Home Chef or something like that. But it's
yes, absolutely.
You get to pick your meals online, and then they'll ship them to you, just like you did to me. They'll ship everything. If whatever the recipe requires, it's in the box. So I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not pushing them. I'm just saying it was kind of ironic that I looked at it in the back seat of the young lady's car, and I went, Did she order? I thought maybe you went online and ordered a meal for me when I first saw it, because I know I'm familiar with the box, so I know what's in it. But
the first thing you were getting was a couple of Ziplocs in a Publix bag, and Chris said, "Hey, wait, we've got a perfect box in the garage," and brought it out for me. So then it developed into more of a meal kit for you, and I was cutting my herbs down in the garden and bagging it up for you. I think I labeled something, I think, for you, hot sauce. Oh, wasabi powder.
The
I
wasabi.
that too.
Then you made sure to tell me don't sniff the wasabi. I couldn't imagine anybody sniffing that stuff. They'd probably end up, well, nowadays you can't go to the hospital, but I was going to say it'd probably end up in a hospital. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you see some strange things. But I knew the weather was going to be like this today, so we tried to get the boat out a couple days, last week, and it's supposed to rain about 4 inches here in South Florida today.
I was looking up earlier this morning when I got up, and it doesn't look very good for us today with regard to sunshine. So we'll have to find something that's going to keep us busy. Maybe we could set up a little one of those little plastic pools and throw some minnows in there or something.
Perfect time to head over to, you can't even go in. Only 10 you can go to Bass Pro Shops, and it's a great time to catch up on fishing shows on your big screen TV.
Yeah, my friend Pam likes to say on days like today, it's maintenance day. Today's maintenance day. Get your rods out and you clean them all up. They need lubricate them, whatever it needs. If you need to put new line on them, you do that. If you got to set some rigs up, today's the day to do it. It's either that or sleep. Just sleep all day. Oh my gosh, yeah. This is the kind of weather that you just don't, I don't know. For me, I don't want to get up. I just want to go back to sleep. It feels like it's nighttime still.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And for those getting around and, doing the social distancing Mother's Day, it's going to be kind of a strange one this year too. So people just got to be safe out there and just pay attention. And, I'm looking out the window right now, and it appears as though it's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's that dark out here.
That's what I'm saying. It's still like I'm still sleeping. Oh my. All right. I think we got Robert on. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning. Yeah, this is great sleeping weather. I don't know what it looks like where you're at, but
it's all over.
Gray and rainy. So
go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Robert. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's all over, Robert. I looked up the map, and I was telling Carolyn earlier, if somebody took a picture of the state of Florida and a green and a yellow crayon, they would have covered it with green with a little bit of yellow here and there. The yellow is the severe weather, and the green is overcast, and it's just all over. You're not going to get away from it today.
No, doesn't look like it, but won't be much fishing going on.
But I heard somebody I know did some fishing last Sunday.
Yep, we did. We went out and we got a couple snook out at the inlet, and actually caught about 7.
Wow!
And we're able to keep 2. So.
Wow! So you didn't post any pictures of that, did you?
No, I don't even take my phone when I go.
Oh, that's a good idea. As long as you have.
I really don't want to hear my phone when I'm out on a boat. I either turn it off or don't take it at all. So
as long as you have an Atlas Trax, you're A-OK. You're hunky-dory.
Yeah.
I took my grandson fishing yesterday, and he was a little upset at first because we could see all these fish in the water, and he's going, "Oh, look over here! Look over here!" So we would throw the line out. We started with lures, and I'm not a lure guy. I got to tell you, I'm just not a lure guy. But we started with lures, and they would come right up to it, and they'd smell it, and then they'd swim the other way, and he was really getting disappointed. So I said, we'll just pack up. We'll go down to the store, which is not too far from us, and we'll pick up some night crawlers. So we went back and got some worms, and when we got the worms, everything changed. The first as soon as he threw it in, I no sooner hit the water and they nailed it. And from that point forward, for about an hour straight, he was catching one after another. He was just tickled pink. And he caught somebody called it a Chichilian or something like that. I didn't know that's what it was called, but a very pretty fish. I put a picture of it up on Facebook. A very beautiful looking fish. I didn't even know we had things like that in the lakes and the canals around here.
Well, we didn't originally, but now we do. So.
Those are not natural to.
Most of the things in these rivers and lakes aren't anymore, but
yeah. Wow,
peacock bass and cichlids, and we got all sorts of
that's
stuff.
That's what they call it, a chicklid or something like that. Very pretty.
Yeah, there's cichlids. Yeah.
Looks kind
of out of somebody's aquarium.
Oh, really? Wow.
And grew up. Yep.
Wow. Well, there was this one huge garfish down there. It's probably about 3 pounds, 4 pounds, and kept swimming around. And he goes, well, I want to catch him. I said, you don't understand. You're going to have to go catch a little live fish and put it on. We're not rigged for that. But he wanted to catch that garfish so bad. That thing just kept swimming around because where he was dropping the worms, of course, the big ones would bite it, and then pieces of the worm would fall, and the little ones would be down there. So the garfish was looking for those little ones down there. Go ahead, Carolyn.
No, I was just going to say I remember the fish coming out of the aquarium and the indigenous species and getting dumped into the lakes like that.
That's sad.
They're kind of like little piranhas, and
there's piranhas too. We do have piranha.
Yeah.
That's very irresponsible.
We've got Oscars, we've got cichlids, we've got you name it. We've got everything in these rivers now and lakes, and
we are
just dump their aquarium when they get tired of it. And
yes. We are the United Nations of brackish water. We have all. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So Robert, when you fish for snook, are you doing it from land or you jumped in a boat?
No, we were in a boat. We were in a friend of mine's boat.
Got it. Did you guys hear about this? You know how this weather went through a couple Sundays ago? Out of the Pompano Inlet, a 34-foot venture took a wave, did not have any EPIRB, did not have any tracker on board, capsized. 3 guys were thrown in the water,
wow.
And from what I heard, they had to swim for VHF radio to get recovered. A couple boats saw them and went to get them as well. But that's a pretty big boat to be sinking and
right
flipping over. I don't think it was the inlet. I think it was about 5 miles offshore. I saw a photo of it. I'll post up later. But it was that 2 o'clock storm that ripped through here, and the winds went up to 50 miles an hour. And I heard 3 vessels capsized, and 34 feet is a pretty big vessel. So
that's no
make
dinghy.
sure you take your phone next time, Robert, just in case.
That is no dinghy. That's for darn sure.
Well, if you remember what the weather was like last Sunday, I wasn't going out at all. I wasn't going outside that inlet. It was windy as hell, so we stayed inside the inlet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Well, we've got places we can, if you put on what do they call them, a poncho. Get yourself a poncho and you can go fishing today.
Yeah, you can. Well, it looks like grouper season's going well, though. So all the pictures that are coming in, there's been some great grouper shots, big black groupers and a lot of gags. And
so what were you using for bait,
well.
Robert, when you were fishing for the snook? Were you using live bait or were you using lures?
No, I was using Yozuri lures. I was trying out some lures for a friend of mine at Yozuri.
Mm-hmm. Are these top lures?
Actually, these are diving lures, and they work pretty well.
Wow. I have to sharpen my skills.
If you back
on those.
off of them completely, they float. But as soon as you start to reel, they dive.
They dig down. Yeah. Well, I tried the lure thing yesterday. I failed miserably. Now, saltwater I can do better, but the freshwater, I don't know what it is about the freshwater. Can't seem to get them interested in the lures on the freshwater. All right, Carolyn, what have you got planned coming up here?
Well, today, are you speaking of?
Yeah. What are we going to do on a day like today? My gosh.
Well, I'll tell you, Chris has to go out and do some errands, and I'm thinking I might try and cast a couple lines off the dock here, use up some leftover food, see if I can catch a couple catfish, maybe see what's going on. But if it's raining, it might be a catch up on cleaning up some gear and maybe some cooking. It's going to be real floppy out there, so yeah. It's also dangerous to get out on the road. So another reason to stay at home.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, today is Sunday, and Sundays I have the kids over, so I'm going to kind of start a little early with the cooking. That way I won't be rushed when they get over here later. So that's going to be my plan for today. No fishing today. We did the fishing yesterday, and today's going to be just cooking. Robert, did you cook any of that snook yet?
No, I have not, but my son is here visiting. He arrived yesterday, and he'll leave sometime tonight, so we'll probably grill some of that if I can get the grill into a place where I don't smoke us to death and can still get it outside. So
that's what I do. I put it under my back porch because I have a couple of barbecues. I have like a personal barbecue, a little one, literally takes like maybe 10 or 15 briquettes, and that's it. Then I have the big one when people come over. I cook with that. And the little one I put under my back porch, and it'll get a little smoky back there, but as long as I keep the doors closed, everything's good. And that's what I did yesterday. Carolyn was kind enough to send me some fish, some fresh fish, and among that was some snapper. And she sent me everything. It was like a whole kit, everything you needed to make dinner. She sent it to me, blackened it, and I cooked it over a charcoal grill with hickory chips. And my goodness, my mouth is watering right now. I'm telling you, just thinking about that. Oh my gosh, it came out so good. So I was wondering how you think you're going to end up doing grilling as well? Do you like to put hickory chips in there when you grill?
I don't normally, no, but I cook fish a specific way, and it wouldn't know if there was hickory chips in there or not. I wrap them in aluminum foil when I cook them.
Oh, wow. So you cook? Do you cook the whole fish, or are you filleting?
No, I've already filleted these.
Okay.
But I take the fillets, put them in aluminum foil. You can put anything you want in there: salsa, blackened seasoning, whatever. Mm-hmm. Just twist the ends shut. Get the fire good and hot. 2 minutes on each side.
Wow. Take
the whole aluminum foil off, untwist it, and you're done.
I didn't even think about that. I fortunately, it was literally like 3 or 4 minutes, and this fillet was cooked, and it came out so good. It was moist in the middle and everything. But I didn't. That's a great idea. I got to try to remember that the next time I cook the fish. Put them inside some aluminum foil. I imagine that really gets the flavor into the meat as well.
Well, you can twist the ends so it makes like a handle, so you can flip them over.
Oh yeah, wow. That's phenomenal.
And you can put whatever you want in there: onions, peppers, salsa, blackened seasoning, a little olive oil, and just twist them up, throw them on there, and
I have
2 minutes, flip it over, and you're done.
I have a grill that fits over my grill. It's got little squares in it instead of long, so the meat can't fall out. And it's, I think it's like Teflon coated or something, but so stuff doesn't stick to it. So it works pretty good. But I like this idea. I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna write that down because I'll forget it. Use the aluminum foil. I think that would really make the flavors really get into the meat.
Well, it never dries out either. So
that's a great idea. All right, let's see where we're at. We are almost at break time. Before we go, I want to make sure that we get this out. Robert is with the Florida Fisherman magazine. And Florida Fisherman magazine is a subscriber-supported magazine. It is a digital magazine. So what that means is that not only can you have print and pictures, you can have videos with audio. And pretty awesome stuff. Carolyn was last month, I think. Carolyn was the one on the front cover.
She is on the current cover. We are working on the next issue, but Carolyn is on the current issue. And there's a great story about Atlas Trax and Carolyn and all of that in there.
So you can find Florida Fisherman magazine at, go ahead, Robert.
www.flfishmag.com, and if you want to send us something, send it to pages@flfishmag.com. And we are currently working on an issue, so if you get something in soon enough, we might be able to get it in. So,
and he will, if you submit something to him and it's along his guidelines, he'll put it in there for you, so you can be a star.
That's right.
And Robert, I've got a couple of nice pictures of a red grouper from the other night and some fresh mutton snapper pictures. I'll shoot them out to you later.
Oh, send them to us. We'll get them in there. So.
All right, my friends. Robert, thank you so very much. I'm going to let Carolyn say goodbye, and then we're going to go a break. I wish you an awesome day regardless of the weather.
You have a great day, Carolyn.
Have an awesome day, Robert. We'll talk soon.
You too. Bye.
All right, my friends. Here we go. Let me see if I can find it here, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Riscala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Leiza Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida when the sun shines all day. If you call me a grouper, 'cause I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah, fishing in Florida.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida show. Good morning, and thank you for joining. It is an honor and privilege to have you listen in. Let's see what we have got going this morning. We've got, my goodness, we have Betty Bauman with Ladies Let's Go Fishing. We have Leiza Fitzgerald, and we'll have to see if we can have her call in a little early. We have George Poveromo, and of course we have Angelia. She's down there in the Keys. She's going to give us the Keys report this morning. So in between all of that, I have my co-host this morning is Carolyn with Atlas Trax. And I like to say to people, if you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to my friend Carolyn over at Atlas Trax because she offers a whole bunch of things. Welcome back, Carolyn.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Riscala. And we have another guest on there that you forgot to mention is Dave Marciano from Wicked Tuna TV show.
Oh.
He's going to be calling in at 9:05 also.
Okay.
So we're pretty excited about him. He can tell us about the TV show on National Geographic and catching those big bluefin tuna by hand.
Wow. Yeah, that's got to be, my gosh, that's got to be an experience all in and of itself. So let's talk a little bit about Atlas Trax since we have a couple of minutes here. People may not be familiar with Atlas Trax and what Atlas Trax does. Of course, my favorite thing about the Atlas Trax tracker is the portable one. There's one that is about the size of a credit card. It's not as thin as a credit card, but it's about that size, a little thicker than that. And it's portable, absolutely portable. You take it, put it in your pocket, you can put it in your boat, you can put it in your car, you can put it in your airplane, you can put it on an iceberg, for Pete's sake. I love that one. And it'll find wherever you are, it'll find it within 10 feet, anywhere on the planet. That is phenomenal. The second thing that I think that really just kind of tickles me is the hotspot. And I'm going to have her explain that to you. She has a hotspot that if you're somewhere out there where you don't have cell service, not to worry. Get an Atlas Trax hotspot. How does that work, Carolyn?
Very simply, it's another small device. And if you find that you need to make a phone call, you just turn the device on, and up to 6 smart devices can connect to that hotspot and turn your cell phone basically into a satellite phone. So you can now make phone calls, you can send text messages. If you needed to browse, you can get on the internet. Granted, it's not blazing speed like we're used to in our homes, but it'll get you on the internet. And it even has an SOS button that you can program 2 people to. If you hit that button, they're notified right away with your latitude and your longitude, at what time, and send help, obviously, if you need help, if you hit the SOS button. Some people use it for social media when they're out there posting their big fish pictures and things like that, but just the ability to be able to quick grab your phone and make a call in an emergency, or I'm okay, or even handle business offshore while you're fishing is a great thing. The tracker, I'd never go home. I never leave the house with one. As a matter of fact, I'm calling you from my little office. I've got a bag of them right here on my desk, getting them ready to go out. So easy to install, Riscala. I had a customer in Washington State needed one on a boat yesterday in Lighthouse Point here, and I just ran over and threw it right in the boat for them. So now they have tracking in 30 seconds.
Wow. Well, it looks like I have Leiza Fitzgerald with CCA on. Good morning, Leiza.
Well, good morning, Riscala. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'll let Carolyn say good morning to you.
Good
Hi,
morning,
Carolyn.
Leiza. Absolutely. Welcome to the show. I am great, thank you. Yeah, hopefully you're not raining where you are. But
oh, yeah, there's no hiding.
In South Florida is.
No hiding from it today. It's everywhere. What's it look?
Well, not where I am right at this moment. I'm out on the water tarpon fishing. So.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No.
My goodness. Are you on the West Coast?
I'm on the West Coast, yes, sir.
It's not overcast and all gloomy?
It's a little overcast. It's a little gloomy, but not as gloomy as it was when we started because we already have 1 tarpon to the boat.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Morning here.
I had you scheduled a little later, but we had inadvertently double booked, and so I'm so grateful that you were able to call in early. I wanted to you to share with the people about what's happening with CCA of Florida.
Well, with CCA of Florida, even though you may not see everything that we do and we may not be able to engage a lot of our volunteers at this time, we're doing a lot of projects offshore and nearshore reefs. We've got a lot of oyster bed renourishment going on. Ooh. We're working with our partners on the restocking of the East Coast of redfish and working on restocking of the West Coast on redfish. So those fish have to be reared and then released. And speaking of releases, we have pushed back the date of our star competition to start July the 1st and end October the 4th.
Oh, cool.
So all of the month of May and June, I will be out tagging and releasing our 2020 redfish, star-tagged redfish, the star of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have tagged dolphin for the East Coast individuals. The first tagged dolphin caught by an angler wins $10,000. So, you
Oh my gosh! No, it's just a measly thing. I love the way how you say, "Well, the first angler wins $10,000." Like no big deal for catching a fish. Oh my gosh!
I mean, it is really a big deal, but
Yeah.
we've got to get these anglers out here and registered. I hate telling sad stories, but so many times during the competition, we have people who will call in, and they weren't registered for the competition, but they caught a tagged redfish.
How sad is that?
And they don't have the opportunity to win brand new boat from Contender, Pathfinder, Carolina Skiff, Hughes Redfisher. I mean, there's just so many different boats available for the tagged redfish division. However, I feel terrible because oftentimes people don't realize we have 17 total divisions. So that's near shore being our snook, trout, and redfish. Those are untagged species. We pay out 6 places. Almost every first place prize is a brand new boat, either from Saltmarsh Skiff, Piranha Boats, all powered by Yamaha. And then we also have the offshore division, and almost every offshore division has either a small boat or a brand new Yamaha motor as the first place prize, and it's a random drawing. So you're not competing against anybody but your own self in every time you go fishing, submitting one of those species.
This is what I like about this particular tournament. It's not it goes on for a degree of time. It is the only tournament I've ever heard of where it has a division where if you're kind enough to go out there and help clean up the environment, they'll put in your name and you might end up winning some money, some serious money. Like what is it, like $1,000 or $1,500?
Well, yes. In the Costa Kick Plastic Trash Division, you pick up a 5-gallon bucket of garbage every time that you're on the water, and you can win all kinds of amazing prizes. You can win new sunglasses, and the Kick Plastic Division is presented by Papa's Pilar, so you'll win a weekend in the Keys.
Wow.
In the Florida Keys, and get to go to the distillery through the tour. You win Costa sunglasses, Kahuna wagons. If you haven't seen their wagons, those are the most amazing aluminum carts that you can take out on the beach, on the docks. Really cool stuff.
Wow.
And then we have tackle webs, and our friends at Thrash Can Bucket Toppers, they are each giving away $500 if you will take a picture with the garbage that you have collected in the bucket with their product. So it's really, so yes, $1,000 in cash is being given away. There's so many cool prizes.
And so many divisions. So you're not, there's so many different ways to win, and it's over a degree of time, so you're not limited to like a
Almost
weekend or
100
something.
days.
Yeah.
Almost 100 days of fishing.
That's why I like promoting this, because everybody wins. Everybody. If you go out there and you don't catch anything, but you find some trash and you put it in a 5-gallon bucket and you take a picture of it and you send it in, you have an opportunity to win just for doing that. And then the others who are wise enough to get involved with the CCA, to become a member of the CCA and end up catching a tagged fish. There was a story that you told me one time about a guy who caught a tagged fish, and he wasn't registered, and he missed out on like a car and a boat. And what did he miss out on? A car and a boat, right?
So, yeah, either a truck or a boat, yes.
Yeah.
If you're not registered, and every year we have about 12 to 15, sometimes 16 individuals who, and sometimes more than that, who have caught tagged redfish that aren't registered. And then, it's a sad story that we hear. Oh my gosh, I planned on registering, but I didn't get a chance to get online. I can tell you, get registered now.
Yeah.
We have freebie Fridays. Every Friday of all the registered anglers, we do a random drawing, and we give away $250 in Engel Cooler prize packages. But, you know, Riscola, I talk about all these really cool prizes, but my favorite part of STAR is the fact that we award youth scholarships just for catching fish. So, you know, with this virus and with this pandemic, you know, organized sports is not going to go on this summer. And you're going to wonder, what can I do with my kids this summer? Well, you guys can go out and go fishing and win a share of $100,000 in the Academy Sports and Outdoors Youth Scholarship Division. To date, we've awarded $500,000 in prizes just for kids going out and catching fish.
I love it. I wish you guys were around when I was a teenager. I'm sure I could have caught some of that stuff. I'm sure I could have got a piece of that prize money.
And the cool thing, you know, you talked about the trash division. Teenagers and those youngsters that need community service hours, for every 5-gallon bucket of garbage that they collect and submit through the smartphone app, the STAR app, they earn a half an hour of community service. So there's going to be some challenges for these kids to get their community service without having events going on. And how cool is it that on their own time, they can go out and do something great for the environment while getting their community service hours.
I love it. Everybody wins. It's the kind of thing that I like to promote. Everybody wins. The environment wins because the environment's getting cleaned up. CCA wins because they have more people involved in their efforts to make things better for everybody, and the people picking up win. So it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Families win because what better way to spend quality time with your children,
Amen,
with your spouse, than being out on the water, catching fish, you know, picking up garbage and doing something good. I mean, it's just one of the greatest ways. And right now we're seeing with what we have going on with coronavirus, all the people that are getting out on the water and enjoying what, you know, what Mother Nature has given us. But we have to take care of it.
I agree. Totally agree. So if people want to get involved, Leiza, how does somebody get involved with this?
They can go to our website, which is www.ccaflstar.com, and they can get registered there. They can learn more information about Coastal Conservation Florida. And don't forget, we're a national organization. So if you have people that are visiting and listening to your show, every coastal state in the United States has a CCA chapter. And, you know, this is 40 years that coastal conservation has been around, and our 35th anniversary for Florida.
Wow. Well, I certainly appreciate everything that you guys do. I really like it because, again, I know it's redundant, but I think it's important to understand that everybody wins with something like this. There's really not a valid reason not to get involved with this. From something so simple as picking up a piece of trash to something as sophisticated as catching the right fish and winning literally a ton of money. I thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to call in and calling in early. That really saved my behind this morning. I wish you an awesome day.
Not a problem, Riscola. It was weird because we're out here and I said, you know, I've got a call with Riscola, but I'm just going to check the phone just to make sure there's nothing going on. And boy, within a minute, I saw your message. And
Hot
called.
dog.
So I'm so happy. You know, to be able to call in, and I appreciate you and all that you do for environment and for anglers, and thank you for having me on the show.
God bless you, my dear. I wish you an awesome day. I'm going to let Carolyn say goodbye to you, and then we're going to go to a break. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Absolutely, Leiza. You know, some of the most fun calls are the women anglers that are calling in fishing like you are right now. So have a great day, and tight lines, catch them up.
Well, thank you, and happy Mother's Day to all the women that are listening. Whether you're a mother of a child or a mother of a spouse, we're mothers in so many ways.
Amen.
Other than just having children. So
that's true.
Just happy Mother's Day to all the women out there, and to the dads who are now doing some of the chores that moms used to do.
Getting a taste of what it's like now.
That's right. That's right. Well, have a good morning.
God bless. See ya.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Riscala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Leiza Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclubb.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. I just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah. Fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. My goodness, I just sent the text to the wrong person. That's what happens when you're trying to do too many things at one time. A multitasking individual is needed here because this individual is still half asleep. All right, welcome back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. An honor and a privilege to have you listen in. I've just got a couple of things going on in the background, and that kind of threw me off a little bit. I want to say a big thank you to our home network, WCET FM 101.7 out of Columbia. Big thank you to them. You can find us also online at www.wcetfm.com. HighPoint Radio, 1690 AM out of New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. And KYAH 540, Utah's Talk Authority. We greatly appreciate you guys. And our latest affiliate is Marina Rock Radio. They are Yacht Rock's sister station, and they are a tune-in station. So if you have the tune-in app, you can go to Marina Rock Radio, and you can find us there as well. This morning I have Carolyn with Atlas Trax with me, and I like to say about Carolyn, if you want to protect what you love to the max, you've got to talk to my friend Carolyn at Atlas Trax. So welcome back, Carolyn.
Good morning again, Riscala.
And I have, looks like I have Betty. Good morning, Betty.
Good morning, Riscala.
Betty Bauman with,
Good morning, Betty.
With Ladies
Hi,
Let's
Carolyn.
Go Fishing. I like to promote the female part of this because growing up for me, my mom loved fishing. I didn't realize at the time how fortunate I was. My mom just thoroughly loved fishing, and because of that, we did it as a family unit. And because we did it as a family unit, I really believe the fishing experiences that we had, many of them, were kind of like the glue to hold a family, to relationships together. So when I hear about somebody like Betty who is willing to show ladies from A to Z, literally A to Z, from catching them, how to tie the knot, how to put the hook, how to bait, how to catch them, how to cook them, she doesn't leave a whole lot behind. So let me give her an opportunity to tell us a little bit more about what she does. Go ahead, Betty.
Yes, COVID-19 has unglued us a little bit, so we've been re-gluing and postponing our March golf event and then our April South Florida event to the summertime. We have a fish cooking class scheduled for May 28th, and we are making that a virtual fish cooking class. We just really didn't see a good opportunity to really get people together in South Florida in May. People are just too nervous about, being face to face with other people. Our June Keys fishing event scheduled to be June 5th to 7th. That is our Screaming Reels tournament. It's a learn on your boat experience. For that, I'm still on the fence, but it's looking like I'm going to have to postpone that until August. Because people are they're just too nervous. The Keys is undetermined when they're going to open up because their opening is based on what Dade decides to be fully open, and Miami-Dade is still working on their plans. So we are a little less than a month away. So I'm flip-flopping on that one, whether to postpone it to August or not.
Well, there's something that we can do as individuals, and that is if we disagree with all this that's going on, we can contact our representatives and say, hey, look, we think, it's my personal opinion, and we think it's time to go back to work and allow us to, get back to some degree of normalcy. It's what we're going through is I believe, again, it's my personal opinion, I believe the cure is going to cause more damage than the disease is. That's not to take away from the diseases being dangerous and all of that, but what we're going through, we shut a whole country down for this, and we're finding out now that it may not have been necessary. So I'd like to see things get back to, I don't think we'll ever get back to normal. Once you go through an experience like this, I don't think life will ever be normal, but I'd like to get back to as close to that as possible, where we have the beaches open, the boat ramps are open, we have a little more ability, more options to go. One of my favorite places when I lived down in South Miami was to go down to the Keys all the time. You can't go down right now. They're completely locked out. If you don't live down there, they won't let you in. So I'd like to see all that open up.
And the Keys people want to keep it that way. Well, the ones that are retired and things like that, they love it. But the people, the restaurant and hotel workers,
they can't afford
have a different feeling.
Yeah, they can't afford it, and therein lies the problem. So
the unemployment system is such a total mess.
There's so many
people.
Yeah, this is like here in Florida can somewhat relate to what I'm about to say. This is kind of like when a hurricane comes in. It just creates all pandemonium in that whatever area it is. It just creates all kinds of pandemonium. If there is an advantage, the advantage of that is that if you're within that cone area, usually you can drive an hour, maybe an hour and a half away from that and get whatever you need, and there's a degree of normal life going on there. This is all over. There's no getting away from this. This is everywhere. And I think that people are starting to get tired of it. Just my personal feeling, I think people are getting tired. We're tired of being, told to stay at home. We can't socialize. We're social creatures. That's why do we go fishing? Because it's part of our social activity. It's for me in my personal life. It's one of the only ways that I know of where I'm out just humbled by the things that God has given us. I'm sitting on the ocean. I'm sitting in this huge puddle, and I'm like a little bitty drop in a bucket, and it just kind of humbles me, and it gives me a degree of peace that when you're around all this other stuff around us, all this technology and all the traffic and all that, you kind of lose that. But when you get out there on the water, it's a little different. It's a different feeling. It's a different atmosphere. And, not being able to enjoy that, I got to tell you, honestly, for the last, how many weeks it's been, I kid people, it's kind of like an addiction. I'm having withdrawal symptoms. I want to get out there.
Everybody is. When they shut down the ramps, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, because I thought, well, at least I have my boat, and I can't go do anything else. I said, at least I can go out in my boat and go fishing.
Yeah.
And then, like a week later, they closed all the ramps, and then they shut the Keys down. I'm like, well, there goes that hope. And it's really because of they got angry at the boats wrapping up.
Well, Carolyn will tell you she was out there and she was coming back in. That day that you were out there, Carolyn, you were coming back in?
Yeah, absolutely. The day I was coming back into Lake Boca, it was busier than I've ever seen it. And within 10 minutes of me getting my eyes on that, I saw a news feed that the governor was going to shut down all the sandbars. And heck, Mr. Scala, that was 5 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
And, ruin it for everybody. And, it's difficult. I mean, commercial fishermen can go out, but some people rely on that. And, this has shut down a lot of people's lives and livelihoods. Which is really difficult. So I heard Georgia is totally open now, which is good. I know that parts of Florida, my mom's on the West Coast, 25% capacity in restaurants now, which is good. For Scala, you and I are still waiting, I think, in Palm Beach and in Broward and the Keys down where Betty is. But, hopefully this thing opens up real quick and gets everybody out to the as normal as possible life and moving forward.
Yeah,
so,
we have the option. Make phone calls. Get a hold of your reps. If you feel like I feel, and you feel that it's time for us to release this, stop all of this, then you need to call your reps, because otherwise, in many cases, our silence becomes their consent. That's how they look at it. Well, there's nobody complaining about it, so I must be okay with it. Well, no, I'm not.
Immediately, okay. I reached out to the Recreational Boating and Fishing Foundation.
Good.
And they reached out to Go Fish America and Fish Florida, not Fish Florida. Keep America Fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and then they were reaching out, to all the senators, and they got fishing deemed pretty quickly as an essential activity.
Good. So it is an essential activity. It truly is.
And then they canceled the Palm Beach Boat Show twice. I cannot even imagine what those people in charge have gone through after, me canceling my events and postponing them, to postpone it once.
Then have to do it again. Jeez.
Reset it up and then have to go virtual.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, I've been researching Well, we've gone a bit virtual. We've had our first Ladies Let's Go Fishing meeting, and we had an online raffle for a pair of Costas, and I had about 60 ladies sign up for it. And it was really fun because it wasn't like a webinar where I'm speaking and they're listening. I had it so that you could see their videos and open it up and let them comment, talk to each other, say hi. It was quite fun. We're going to do another one this Tuesday, May 12th, with another raffle.
Now, are you open to having people call in for that?
Yes.
How does, if somebody's, one of the ladies want to call in for that, how do they do that?
Well, I sent an email out on our webpage. I have a page for virtual meeting signups, and you just click there. It gives you the link. You put in your email address, and you get a link to click to sign up to join the meeting. So you don't need to be a techie. You just Tuesday at 5:30. Once you've signed up, you get that link. You click it, and from a phone, tablet, or laptop, you're on. Allow video, allow sound. I told them that laptop works the best. With phone and notebook, you need a good wireless connection. You know, Zoom is really best for laptops. Mm-hmm. I've been researching it even before the virus because I wanted to start doing more things virtual. And then we have a podcast channel called The Fishing Buzz, and then we'll put replays up there on YouTube and the website when I get to it.
Now, the website is www.ladiesletsgofishing, altogether, ladiesletsgofishing.com, www.ladiesletsgofishing.com. Go up there and you can find the information that we've been talking about. I think it's great. I think it's something that you, just my opinion, you should look into more and more, this ability to do these kind of things, because as we have been restricted more and more, the importance of continuing the relationships. And this is something else we didn't have time to talk about today. Of course, Betty will teach you all these things, but the one thing that I didn't speak about is the relationships that get built up with all of this. You go out there and you share these experiences with people that you may not know initially, and before it's all over, some of these ladies build lifelong relationships with each other. So that's another benefit that we didn't even have time to talk about today.
Well, people are lonely, and we also have raffle tickets for another pair of any Costa sunglasses you want, and they're $10 a ticket, and that we need it right now. People can buy it even if they're not attending the meeting, and we have a third-party virtual random drawer. The winner need not to be present to win.
That's awesome. I'm grateful that you're still able to communicate with these ladies and work with them and share with them a lifelong skill. Something that is dear to my heart, because I'm grateful that my mom enjoyed fishing. And I think a lot more ladies would enjoy fishing if they didn't feel intimidated, because it's kind of it has been pretty much a male-dominated industry. And there's a lot of ladies that don't know. They don't know how to tie the knot. They don't know about the hooks. Just so that ladies know, I didn't know what circle hooks were until I started doing this show. I didn't know that you take a fish out of water, and if you're going to return it to the water, you don't hold it the way that a lot of people take a picture of a fish, because you can actually harm it. I didn't know any of these things. I didn't know until I started doing the show. And these are all things that you'll learn as you go along. Literally from A to Z, you will learn what is needed to enable you to be able to enjoy fishing, all the different aspects of fishing. And then you can get involved with somebody like Leiza Fitzgerald and get involved with CCA, catch a fish, and make your partner look really, really bad because you get the pickup truck or you get the boat or whatever it is. It's some crazy stuff. All right, my dear.
I'll be doing a podcast with her on fish slime.
Oh, good.
Fish need it, and exactly what you talked about. And I have a trip with Leiza, a fishing trip on our auction.
Oh, awesome.
Redoing our silent auction online.
That is awesome. I like what Leiza has. Of course, I like what you have, because I've repeatedly asked you to come on the show. Because, again, this is the kind of thing, in my view, everybody wins. If you can get ladies to relax and enjoy fishing, then their partner is going to enjoy the fishing even more because they get to take their loved one with them. And if it's a family, they'll teach the children as well. And when you're a family doing this whole thing all at the same time, each of you is sharing the same experience but a different perspective. So for me, when we would sit down, and a lot of times my dad would say, hero zero today. And basically what that meant is we're going fishing. If we don't catch anything, there's no dinner. There was a few times that we really didn't do that. He would end up taking us to McDonald's or something. But that's the kind of the game that we played. And it made it exciting because we all shared that experience. I caught this and he caught that. And when we did catch fish, the entire family was involved. My dad would catch them. My mom I would scale them. My mom would clean them. My brother would rinse them off. He was the youngest. He would rinse them off, and then we'd all join in and watch my dad cook them. So again, it was an experience for the whole family, and to me, it was like the glue that held everybody together. This experience of being able to go fishing. So anytime I can promote it,
we're going to ask them to show us your fish, to hold up a picture, or share their screen if they have the ability to do that. And then we also will do a rock the boat where everybody goes side to side. You can see everybody rocking the boat on gallery view. I mean, we do some fun stuff.
Cool. All right. Well,
fun.
I'm out of time. I've got to.
Ben can join.
I got to get back to the break. Betty, thank you so much for taking time to share with us today. I greatly appreciate you and what you do. I'm going to let Carolyn say goodbye to you, and then we're going to go to a break.
Betty, have a great Sunday. Happy Mother's Day, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Carolyn and Riscala. Same to you both.
God bless.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Riscala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Leiza Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclubb.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions, don't text and drive.
Have you ever heard of Audible? Audible is a website with hundreds of thousands of audiobooks. They're all high quality, easy to listen to, and, best of all, if you take advantage of a special deal that we've worked out for you, you can get one for free. That's right, a free audiobook of your choice in any genre, simply by going to audibletrial.com/openeyes and signing up for the free trial. It's simple to do, and it would support the shows that we bring to you, and hey, you get a free book out of the whole thing. So why not take advantage of it today? Go to audibletrial.com/openeyes and sign up for the trial.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise!
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. I just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah. Fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. Good morning to you. If you're just joining us, we will have archives set up. I am, sadly and embarrassingly, I am a couple of shows behind on the archives. So, but I will have them set up here. When a day like today, there's not a whole lot going on. I'll probably end up getting them all out of the way today. So we will have archives set up. You can find us on Facebook. If you go to Fishing in Florida on Facebook, please give us a like. That makes us relevant in the searches. And you'll see links there on the page to the YouTube channel. That's actually where my archives are. They're on the YouTube channel. But I haven't been able to figure out how to put Fishing in Florida and come up with my show, because if you put Fishing in Florida on YouTube, you're going to come up with a bazillion things other than us. So the easiest way to find us is to go to our Facebook page and click on the archives, and then you will be right there on the YouTube channel. And this morning I have Carolyn with Atlas Trax with me. I like to say about Carolyn, if you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to my friend Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back, my dear.
Well, good morning again, Riscala. How are you?
After the kind gesture that you did yesterday, I'm like still on cloud nine. I couldn't believe that I finally had some fresh fish, and my goodness, it was so good. I'm just a charcoal guy. Whenever possible, I like to grill, and it came out so delicious. And then having Robert telling me about the I didn't even think about that. Take it and put it in aluminum foil. Fortunately, it came out really, really well. But I think the next time I'm going to cook, because I still have a little bit left, I'm going to cook. I'm going to put it in some aluminum foil and put the seasoning on it, and put it in aluminum foil, and I think that will really enhance the flavor.
Oh, I think that's a great idea. And you know what I did with mine? I just got a hot pan, and they said use coconut oil because it has a higher burn or a higher flash rate.
Yeah.
So I got mine really crispy seared, which is perfect.
Yeah, I've heard that coconut oil has a higher temperature rate before it will burn, and you can get things really, really crispy with it. I have used it, believe it or not, for pancakes for my kids. They like it has this very, very slight coconut taste to it. And they like that. They kind of adds to the taste of the pancakes and stuff like that. So it works out good. I understand it's what you should be popping popcorn with is coconut oil. I understand that seems to be the standard of the industry when you're out there in commercial land, that they're using the coconut oil because it has a higher temperature before it burns. Anyway, we are still everywhere I look. It's overcast. I'm looking at the map, and there's just, I don't know how. We spoke with Leiza earlier. She's telling me it's not quite so overcast where she's at. She must be right in the only little hole that I see. Other than that, it's looks like somebody took a crayon and just covered the state with green and yellow. Green being the thunderstorms and the yellow being the really severe stuff. We got some severe stuff happening down south of us, down in the Keys and in the around Cuba. There's some heavy weather going on down there. A little bit of a few thunderstorms north of us. I'm in West Palm Beach. A little north of us, there's a few of them onshore and offshore as well. And as we get up to North Florida around the bend, there's some serious stuff going on up there. Again, it's not a day where you're going to be able to hide from this stuff. It looks like to me. It looks like it's just everywhere. And so we'll find other ways to enjoy it, right? We can, there's always the bridges. That was one of my favorite places on days where it was really hot and get out from under the sun, get up under the bridge and fish under the bridge. Anyway, Carolyn, I'll talk a little bit about Atlas Trax while we're waiting for our next guest. I know that we spoke about the hotspot earlier. There are other things that Atlas Trax offers as well.
Absolutely. We've got a very low-cost alarm system, and that alarm system can be used on anything that you have, from a small little trailer in your driveway with a jet ski to larger landscape trailers to actually your boats. It's so simple. It comes with a siren, a very long 60-foot thin cable that you can wrap around anything you can envision. Some of them can be run totally on battery, so if it's a temporary trailer for a short time in your yard, you just turn it on, wrap the cable around the tree. If someone tries stealing it, at least that has a deterrent. And something I'm really excited about trying is pet collars. So we are getting into the cellular tracking of our family furry friends, whether they be cats, dogs, whatever. I'll have one on Ralphie here in the next couple of days. And that way, if the dog leaves your yard, you get notified right away. Then you could find them in real time down the street if you have to, and even use it as a tool when you're out walking. How many miles did you walk? Well, you can look at your pet's collar and see what the track was and the speed and everything else. So I think that's going to be kind of exciting and necessary. We do satellite phones now because, of course, safety is very, very important. And Robert mentioned leaving his phone at home. You always have to have something just in the event of an emergency, whether it's a capsized boat, which we talked about earlier.
Yep. You never know.
If somebody's overdue or an emergency at home, you never know.
You just don't know. That boat that you spoke of earlier, that storm that came through here, it reminded me of when I was in Colorado. I was during my military days. They sent me to Denver, Colorado, and Denver is like it's like a bowl. It's got mountains all around it. So here our weather can change from being sunny and warm to looks like the end of the world, literally in 15 minutes that one of these storms comes through. Well, there in Colorado, I was on base and I was walking from my barracks to the post office to get my mail, and I was wearing short sleeve. It was a cool day. It was like, I think it was around 63, 64 degrees. It wasn't very, very cold. And walked into the post office and got my mail, and there was a letter from my parents, and so I sat down in the post office and read it for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I walked out, and I'm walking back to the barracks. By the time I got back to the barracks, it was snow flurrying. It went from 60-some-odd degrees down to like 30 in just 15 or 20 minutes. The same that we have here with thunderstorms. It'll be sunny, it'll be beautiful, and all of a sudden it goes from that in 15 or 20 minutes. It looks like the end of the world is literally rolled in. You don't know. When we're dealing with something like this, you just don't know. And why take the chance? And what kind of price can you put on peace of mind? Again, my favorite is a little one that looks like about the size of a credit card. You slip it in your pocket. You don't even have to think about it. It gets wet, no big deal. It's constantly sending out a signal where you are. If somebody's worried about you, and my mom, God bless her, she used to worry her fingers off, her rubber fingers off, because I'd tell her I'm going out in the boat. Oh my gosh, where are you going? Where are you going to be? She had no way of knowing. This is, I'm releasing my age now. Well, the only thing that we had back then was marine radio, and she didn't have a marine radio, so she didn't know. So if she had something like this, it would peace of mind. What kind of price can you put on that? The ability to know where somebody is at any given time, how long they've been there, how fast they're going. There's just so many advantages to having one of these trackers with you. And the pet thing.
And I have to tell you, I normally don't go out at nighttime because nothing really good happens in a boat at nighttime. And as a matter of fact, I never even told you, on the way out the inlet to go fishing the other day, there was another 34-foot boat that ran aground on the jetty at the inlet. And I was watching it. It just must have happened, and it was rolling back and forth. You could tell there was still a person on there, but it was a dangerous situation as these waves were coming on shore and throwing this 30-something foot boat around, and I'm sure there was major damage on the bottom.
Wow.
So nothing good happens at night when you're out in the water. So yes, I take an extra tracker with me. We have one on the boat. I always take one in my knapsack, because just to make sure that if we didn't get home by 8:30, people could start looking for us. And it's so important to have.
It is. Again, to me, it's peace of mind. And the thing with the pet, now, I have a little thing I'll share with you about the pet. I have an adopted pet. They told me he was about 2 years old when I got him. The lady told me to be careful because he'll take off on you. I said, okay. The second day that I had him, the first day, because I got him at night, the first day that I had him, he literally ran through the screen in my back porch. He literally ran through the screen and tearing off down into the neighborhood. And my heart sank because I couldn't keep up with him. He was running in and out of yards. He was just having a blast. To him, it was like, oh my God, I'm free at last. Meanwhile, I'm having a heart attack. I don't know where he's at. I don't know how to catch him. He wouldn't come to me when I called him. He was just having a blast out there. If I had something like this, the amount of stress I would have gone through would have probably been a fraction, because at least I would have known where he was at. That's one of the scariest things about having a pet. Mine is car stupid. I don't know a lot of dogs that are car smart. They see it. They know how to cross the road, per se. Mine is car stupid. He'd run right out in front of a car if a car was coming down. It didn't matter how fast or slow the car was going. He would just run out in front of me. He doesn't know any better. So these are the things I would worry about. Having one of these pet trackers, oh my gosh.
I could tell you from experience, we had a dog that was a runner. It was Chris's. I wasn't, it was before Carolyn, but he had a dog get out. It was hit by a car and killed. And the only thing he got returned back was the collar and the leash, or the collar. So that, it's, the animals don't know, or people shoot up and down the street so fast they don't pay attention, even for children. And this is a perfect thing. This is perfect for hunting dogs. And like I mentioned to the listeners last week, the gentleman that came up with this, and it's a USA product, moved and made one for his cat until the cat figured out where the new house was. So it's it's great. And this tracker again can go from the pet onto now a bicycle, or onto, it's a universal tracker. It can go onto a boat now for close cellular range. So it's a multi-purpose tracker as well. It's very, very small. It probably is a little bit bigger than a quarter.
Wow, really?
Yeah, we'll have to, when I get one, we'll send it up for you to try too.
The size of a quarter. Now that's pretty cool. That's amazing. So if I have one of these on my pet, God forbid he gets out, what do I look on my phone, on my cell phone?
Well, it's very sophisticated. So you would set your own visible fence, as many as you wanted. So you could do the boundary of your yard, and if that animal leaves that boundary of the yard, it'll start sending you notifications, and with a map, link to a map of where you can start going to find them. So yeah, you'll be notified when it leaves a particular boundary that you set up.
So I take it that there's an app. So you download an app to be able to use it?
Yes, you can download an app, set up all of your preferences for boundaries. That's where you would track him if you needed to for, if he got out of the yard or just away from you. And you can go recover him. It's
awesome.
Great technology. And, if my dog gets out of the house, he's not coming back. I'm not convinced he knows how to get home, or he's too cute, someone's going to take him. So, this would be a really good thing to have, for any use. We talk about the boating and recovering us. Let's recover our other family members too. My.
Well, I think we have Dave on the line with us. David, is that you?
No, this is George.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got my names turned around. Okay, George. George Poveromo. Welcome to the Fishing in Florida show.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, George.
How are you, Carolyn?
I'm great. Thanks for calling in today on Mother's Day.
Hey, no problem whatsoever. It was just the perfect time to call in. What wasn't super early and the whole bit. It was good.
Are you in Florida, George?
Yes, I am. South Florida. Not that far from Carolyn.
Oh, okay, so you're suffering the same thing. You're seeing the same thing we're seeing. Clouds everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of rain, but we need the rain. So that's a good thing. I just hope it really rains hard all day and sort of gets us caught back up with the water shortage.
So what do you do on a day like today? You love to fish as much, probably even more than I do, because I've seen all the stories about you. So on a day like today when you're not going to be able to fish, or you're not going to fish, what do you do?
Well, that's the day that you get caught up with a lot of your office work and then those kind of responsibilities, like, writing for Saltwater Sportsman, organizing, television shoots coming up, and all those logistics. That's the days that you sit in the office and take care of that and hope it's raining out. So in your mind, you're not missing too much out there.
So you're not going to rest, is what you're telling me.
No. I think with the what do you call it, the shelter at home that we've been under in Broward, I think I've rested enough this.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, and I've heard that the boat ramps are. Am I wrong? The boat ramps open. Some of the boat ramps open.
I hear in in Dade and I think in Broward, and naturally they're a mess with so many people trying to get out to them, and so hopefully I'm going to try to get out next week, but during the weekday, and try to avoid the mayhem at the boat ramps. We'll see what happens.
George, you went fishing the last couple of days. Was it filming for the TV show, or was it fun? And what'd you catch?
No, that was fun-oriented fishing. We'll get back to shooting for television probably at the very end of May or very early June, and then we'll stay at that through probably December, and then all those shows that we shoot during that time frame will air the following year, January through June. But that was just fun fishing, just looking for a break to get out of the house and get on the water and do something. It was even freshwater, so go figure that.
Oh, it was freshwater fishing, huh?
Yes, went out to Loxahatchee and at the end of Lox Road, and tried my hand playing around with bass fishing, and it did okay. Got about a 4-pound bass.
Oh my goodness,
so that wasn't too bad.
Wow. Well, I'm one of the things I'm very weak at is freshwater fishing. I cheated. I took my grandson fishing yesterday, and we had some lures, and we tried the lures, and he was very excited to watch the fish come swimming right up to the lure, smell it, and then swim away. He got very disappointed. So I went out and got him some worms. Well, once we got the worms, everything changed. I could not, I don't know. I have friends of mine who swear by lures, freshwater lures. They get some of these huge bass on them. But I couldn't convince these guys on the lures. But as soon as I threw that worm out there, my goodness, everything changed. So were you fishing lures, or were you fishing worms, or what?
I was fishing lures,
Uh-huh.
and I'm in the same boat as you are when it comes to freshwater fishing. I just know enough about it to be a danger to myself. But that's not my thing. I'm a saltwater guy.
Uh-huh.
You just to get out there.
It's
and
different,
throwing
isn't it?
lures with plastic worms, and we're throwing swim baits and things like that. And just it's nice, just trying to figure it out.
It is like totally different than saltwater, right? And do you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just a totally different environment, which is, I think, really good for a change. That's sort of why every now and then I enjoy getting out there, because the scenery changes. I'm so used with the saltwater environment, then you do something freshwater. It's a totally different scenario and different fishing, and it's fun.
Wow. Well, for me, I would like to learn a little bit more about the skill involved with using lures, because I'm kind of lazy in that way. When you're messing with the worms, it literally is a mess. It's a mess with your hands up. It's a lot easier if you can have a clean lure that you can throw out there and convince that fish to bite that lure, versus having to put these worms on and having to deal with the worms and wash your hands every time you do it. It was gooey.
I understand. And the lure fishing is, the way that I look at it for freshwater and the bass fishing is you just draw the parallels between that and saltwater fish. Like if you were throwing lures for snook or sea trout, you just in your mind, where would these bass be? Same kind of scenarios that the saltwater fish would be. Are they near an opening? Is there any kind of water flow? Is there any kind of structure? And you try to relate all that to saltwater fish, and including working the lures. And there's a lot of similarities between, the freshwater side of it and the saltwater side.
So how many?
Scala, George fishes a beautiful Mako center console, and he's out there all the time, again, doing filming. And for the listeners, there's amazing videos that you can see on YouTube with dolphin fishing, tuna fishing. So he's been around. George, you've been filming television shows for, 20 years now?
Yeah, this is our 20th year on TV right now.
Well, congratulations.
So, we're getting geared up for year 21, which would be the next January, the year 21. But we're right in the 20 years on TV now.
Congratulations.
And the Riscala, he also travels. He does a national seminar series through Bass Pro Shops. He goes out around the country and does seminars on fishing and catching, George. He's out there. He travels a lot.
He did Saltwater Sportsman National Seminar Series, and we just wrapped up year 33 with that one. So now you're starting to make me feel old.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. So you've done the radio just a couple of times then?
A little bit.
So, George, I know that your favorite is saltwater. Anything specific that you like to go after?
It's always a tough question, and I get that question a lot. If I had to fish for just one species, and It's always tough, but there's one that would stand out, and I would say dolphin. I think there's something about dolphin fishing I'm just so passionate about it. And just the scenarios, you could be out there in a slick, calm ocean, dragging a spread of baits down a weed line, and you just see a big wake pushing up to one of the baits, and it could be a 30 or 40-pound bull dolphin. Just incredible sight seeing that, or chasing them down under birds. I would have to say dolphin. It's just a fun-oriented fish, trying to get the big ones, and then at the end of the day, you have some pretty decent eating as well. So that would be my fish if I could only fish for one species from here on out.
Do you use natural bait, or do you use lures when you're doing that?
It's a mix. So when I troll, I do a lot of natural bait trolling, especially for dolphin. And, of course, we'll have live baits in there, too, for any kind of run and gunning. So if the troll is slow, we'll pick up, turn the radar on, and, put it in bird mode, try to find birds working. And anything that we see along the way, be it a piece of debris, working birds, will come up and, pitch out a live bait to see if anything's around and just sort of spot fish these sections of the ocean that we feel might hold some fish. So it's a combination. When I troll, mostly natural baits, but I will pull lures in the Bahamas. But the run and gun, it's the live bait, it's bucktails, it's fresh ballyhoo that we can pitch at these fish.
I've had times, and maybe you have similar experiences. I've had times where we're pulling, and it's just getting boring because nothing's happening. There's weed lines, so all of the indicators are there, but nothing's happening. And then in a blink of an eye, everything changes, and all hell breaks loose. And that's some of the things that I remember so well about dolphin fishing when we were out fishing specifically for dolphin. We would pull. There was one day we pulled probably for an hour, nothing. And I got to the point where I said, you know what, maybe we should go in and we'll just drift off the drop. We were down in the Keys, and we'll just fish off the drop. And as we were going back in, we saw some birds, and they were diving, and I said, okay, well, we slowed down a little bit. We threw some line out, and before we knew it, and literally in a blink of an eye, it went from absolute boredom to, oh my gosh, pandemonium. We got to get this going, got to get this out and get this line up. And the heart is going 100 miles an hour. And those are the things that really I enjoy about that kind of thing. I don't enjoy the boring part, but my goodness, the difference between the two. Have you experienced that where you get to the point where, oh my gosh, why did we come out today? And then it goes from that to, oh my Lord, what is going on? Have you experienced that?
Yeah, as do a lot of people. And what happens is I feel that a lot of people give up too soon. If you're trolling and it's not really happening, but all the conditions are there. If you see a lot of flyers or flying fish, you see some weeds, there's bait under it, and the conditions really look good, the chances are the fish shouldn't be that terribly far behind. It might be a matter of when they're going to come up and feed. And so many people get bored, and they'll pick things up and they'll just take off and do something else. And if they stuck it out another hour or two, could have been a game changer. And the other thing about trolling, even though you might be geared up for dolphin, when you're trolling, anything could come up in that bait spread. It could be a blue marlin, a white marlin, it could be a yellowfin tuna, a wahoo. And I think what you said originally, that people you get bored right away, is I think with today's fishing, offshore fishing, is so many people now have lost the patience of trolling, because I think trolling has become a lost art because the people don't have the patience anymore. If they try and nothing happens, they're running a gun and they're driving all over the ocean looking for signs to catch fish.
Yeah.
So trolling takes a back seat today versus the running and gunning and the live baiting. And if you really know what you're doing with trolling and you have the patience, it's still a highly effective technique. It really is. It's a lost art, I think.
Wow, that pretty much describes how I feel sometimes when I'm out there. Again, we look for all the indicators. We see the birds, we see the weed line. For me, I'll share what happens with me. I see this stuff, I begin to get excited. There's birds diving over there. Come on, and look at the weed line. Oh my gosh, look at how thick that weed line is. And then you go work the weed line and you get nothing. And you're working back and forth, and all of a sudden, bam, it's like literally like a bomb goes off and all pandemonium breaks loose. And you try to keep, for me, we would try to keep some kind of chum in the water to keep the school, because once we would catch a big one and bring them in, keep the school around so we could catch some of the schoolies that were with them. It goes from pure boredom to pure excitement. I mean, it's the difference, the span from one to the other is so great, and I think that's one of the things that's so exciting about doing that. If you can,
it is. That's what dolphin fishing's about, and it's that sudden craziness. And like you said, you get in a big school of fish all of a sudden, and they're all on the boat, and you're grabbing spin outfits, and I don't care how many years of experience you have on the water, there's still a certain amount of mayhem that's going to go along with that, and all of a sudden you feel like you're a bunch of 7-year-old kids, 8-year-old kids.
That's exactly right.
Crazy dealing fish. It's a really just a play of your emotions in a good way.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly right. I felt like a kid. Especially when you see all the indicators, when you're looking for the indicators and you see them and you're coming up on them, it's just amazing. From one from sadness to absolute ecstasy. It's just it's one of those things that makes fishing enjoyable. Have you ever been out there? I've heard about rogue waves, and all the times that I've been out, I've never seen a rogue wave. Have you ever been out and experienced a rogue wave?
Well, I wouldn't say rogue per se. We've all been out there live baiting and drifting and in rough seas, and all of a sudden you get this one wave that's a lot bigger than the other, and you sort of hang on. But as far as a rogue wave, what experience we had in Bimini a number of years ago, and I think they call it the Rage, is we were offshore fishing, trolling, slick, calm, and I had a buddy with another boat near me. He picked up and he ran back early to Bimini Sands, and there's this little path that you go in at Bimini Sands when you line up the channel markers and you run in and hug the beach and turn into Bimini Sands. And he called me a little later. He said, "George, it is horrendously bad out there. When you come to Bimini Sands," he said, "we're taking water on. It was terrible. We barely got in." I thought he was kidding with me. So, end of the day, we pick up. We start coming in about a half a mile. I don't even know if it was that much. Maybe a quarter mile off that beach. It was like a line of nice calm water on one side and 6, 7, 8 foot cresting waves on the other.
Holy smokes.
And to the point where we're sitting out front thinking, how are we going to get in here? We're going to have to come in and on an angle on these waves and then get on that inside. And we had to sit and time that one out. It was so bad looking at it that I made sure everybody got in life jackets for that. And we got in, but it was horrendous. And every now and then you hear this. You hear about it up in Yabacos. They call it the Rage. There's a certain current that comes in and it'll meet the wind in a certain direction. But this was weird because we had no wind. And it was just, it lasted for about 2 hours and went away. So that would be the craziest thing or closest thing to what you just asked me was that deal right there.
Is there a reef around that area, like a shallow reef that would cause?
It's just pretty much sand all the way up, and there's a bar, and then on the inside there's the passageway that you could parallel the beach and go into Bimini Sands, or you could take the channel, which is offshore directly inside Bimini Sands too, which wasn't really in place at the time, but it was just a weird thing of a current mixing with either some other current, and it was a very bizarre thing, and it was pretty wild.
And Riscala, I have to tell you, I'm very lucky. George has one of our Atlas Trax trackers on his Mako as well. So just in case, somebody decides to take that pretty boat from him, or he's overdue, his family can find him.
No doubt. And also, if that rage sucked me in, you'll figure out where the hell we're at and where we're floating, right?
Real quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, real quick. The part that gets me is 10 feet. Anywhere on the planet within 10 feet, we can figure out where you're at. That's phenomenal. I mean, you think about that for a minute. How big is our planet? And within 10 feet of anywhere on the planet, you can find somebody? That just blows my mind.
It is.
It just blows my mind.
It is. It's amazing. The technology, and then with the Atlas Track, and the good thing about it is, that your boat is always being kept track of, and if anybody ever did try to do something about it, you're going to have a good idea where the boat's going or what. And the fun thing is, you sort of hide that, and if somebody figured they're going to go ahead and try to disable it or whatever, they first have to find the hiding spots. So
that's why I like the portable one. Just stick it in your pocket. When you get on the boat, you got it on you. You just stick it in your pocket and go. There's nothing to find on the boat. So and for the ones that they have their boats parked and they're worried about somebody taking their boat, then she's got the alarm system that can sound off as well. It's just in today's society, unfortunately, because of the way things are today, there are people out there who believe that they deserve what you have worked hard for more than you. And you have to do what you can to protect that. And this is one of the best ways I know of to protect it.
Well, you know what else is a little fun too is, of course, we don't want to show anybody where George's spots are, but he'll include some of our maps every once in a while in some of his TV shows, so they can see how far he goes offshore, some of the zigging and zagging. So, George, I appreciate that. But yeah, it's a fun tool. Look back at where you were, at what time, and what day, and use that information for future trips even.
Yeah, it's really a neat thing to look back on, and you see your trails, you see where you were at, and you could even learn a little bit from that as well. But it's just a great device, and it's a super guard against any kind of theft, and it's good to have for sure.
It's awesome. So, Georgia, what's happening here in the near future for you? What's the plan for, let's say, within the next couple of weeks?
Been getting all the boats, dialed in and the tackle all set to go. Like I said, either the very end of this month or for sure early June, we need to get back out and start shooting a television series for next year. And that's what we do during that, that late spring, early summer through fall time span. We just get on the water and travel and do that. And, we have to do 13 episodes. And, you schedule them out, and that's going to be it. And hopefully, before we get back to shooting, I want to get out in the water with a few friends of mine, just do some fun-oriented fishing and, just shake down the boats and everything, make sure they're all 100%, and then have some fun before we actually turn it back into a business and do TV shows. So, fortunately, a lot of fishing coming up.
Hot dog. And the TV shows, how do we watch the TV shows? Where do we find them at?
We are on the Discovery Channel. We air first and second quarters on Discovery on Sundays, and if you miss it, we post on YouTube. It's George Poveromo TV. We posted, I think, the last 4 seasons up there. So by contract, Discovery's our main network. They have to air the show or an episode first. And once that episode airs, then the following day we could post it on YouTube for everybody else to see. So if they want to check out YouTube, go to George Poveromo TV, and you'll see our 2020 episodes airing right now. And it's and if any problem falling asleep, put one of them on, and that should take care of it.
Hot dog. And he's on Facebook. You can find him on Facebook. I take it you're on the other social platforms as well, Instagram and Twitter.
Yep, Instagram and Facebook, and that would be it pretty much for my the social media avenues.
Well, I want to thank you for taking time to call in. I enjoyed speaking with you, and I know you have some phenomenal stories to tell, so maybe we can get you come back sometime and share some more with us. Carolyn, thank you so much for going out of your way and inviting him. Truly an honor and a privilege to have him on. Let me let Carolyn say goodbye to you. George, again, thank you so very much. I wish you an awesome day regardless of the weather. I'll let Carolyn say goodbye, and we'll go to a break.
Sure,
George, thank you so much for calling in. My best to your family. Happy Mother's Day to your wife, and we'll talk soon.
Wonderful. Had fun.
God bless.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Riscala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Leiza Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. It has caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. Good morning to you if you're just joining us. We will have archives set up on the Facebook page. You can go to Facebook, Fishing in Florida, give us a like, and you'll find a link there. A big thank you to our home network, WCET FM 101.7 out of Columbia. Thank you to HighPoint Radio, 1690 AM out of New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. KYAH 540 out of Utah. Thank you. And Marina Rock, our latest affiliate. Marina Rock is the sister station to Yacht Rock Miami. Yacht Rock, both stations are tune-in stations, so if you have the TuneIn app, you can tune in to either one of those stations and find us there. Our app, we do have an app now, hot dog. The app should be in the stores sometime this coming week. We are finishing up just finalizing everything. Tested it with 50 different people. All 50 enjoyed it, and now we're ready to release it to the public. So sometime next week we will have an app. You download the app, and that'll be probably the easiest of all the ways to listen to the network, anything on the network, hopefully our show. And the app, of course, is free. No commercials on the app. There's no push notifications, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just a straight app, and it does one thing, basically, and that one thing is that it allows you to listen to our network. And hopefully that will allow you to listen to our show. So let me welcome back Carolyn. She is with Atlas Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, who are you going to call? Carolyn with Atlas Trax. Welcome back, my dear.
Good morning again to our listeners.
And looks like I have Angelia on. Good morning, Angelia.
Good morning. How are you?
Hi, Angelia.
Hi, Carolyn.
How you doing down there, my dear?
I'm doing great. In fact, I actually left the Keys this week and came up to a lake house in Georgia that my parents own, and I am on Lake Notley in Georgia this morning.
Oh, wow. How cool is that?
I'm watching striped bass swim around the dock, and I'm waiting on the boat to come pick me up so I can try to catch one.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Hey, by the way, guys, I woke up this morning to 38-degree weather. I'm in a little culture.
Now, I hope you know those are curse words to Floridians, right? You know that, right? 38 degrees.
I'm bundled up like a little snowman sitting here in the sun.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, the fishing in the Keys is still so hot. The mahi are coming in really, really good, and it's a darn shame because the first of our mahi tournaments of the season did not go off because of the Keys still being closed to visitors.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bit heartbreaking. But the kingfish are still coming in like it's the middle of winter, and the mahi are finally starting to come in nice now. So let's hope that eventually we get to have one of our tournaments to go off.
Do you think that when we open up, I don't know what the right word is, when we allow, I even regret using that word, but when we're finally able to go out fishing as a, before all this started, do you think the fish are going to freak out? I think the fish are going to have PTSD.
Well, I think I've said it before. I truly, truly believe that I have seen more beautiful, wonderful, big sea life, more manatees, more dolphins, more stingrays, more sea turtles.
Yeah.
Since this whole, thing started. Than I did before. And I think that the wildlife, the marine life, is getting very used to not having so many boats and so many people in the water. So I'm kind of hoping that when everybody does get back out to fishing, that the fish are biting like crazy, because I'll be out there trolling and there's not another boat in sight, and I'm just catching fish after fish after fish.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm hoping that keeps up.
The kind of thing you dream about. Gee.
I know, right? Last weekend, I could not even get the trolling lines out. I usually put 5 lines out when I troll the reef line, and I had 2 lines out, putting the 3rd line out, and the first line gets hit already. So I'm thinking, wow, what a great day. Sun just crested the horizon. Can't even get the lines out without getting hit. So, yeah, fishing's been fantastic. I was really looking forward to slaying them in one of those mahi tournaments the last couple of weekends, but I'm just still keeping my fingers crossed that we can get into at least one this season.
Have you heard any word about when they're going to open up down there?
They are absolutely not taking that roadblock off or allowing visitors in the Keys through at least the end of May. I think at the end of May, the Monroe County Authority is going to review the whole subject and what's going on, because they originally said all of May and probably part of June, which is just terrible because it's most of our tourist season. Yeah. But I guess all of May it's not going to be open, and we know that for a fact. So we know we're out of work for at least a few more weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting quite interesting down there, especially now that I've traveled out of the Keys. I didn't leave the Keys until a few days ago, since this whole thing started. When I left the Keys, I actually went via an Anna Maria beach house on Anna Maria Island in Bradenton area that my family owns, and I actually went into complete culture shock. Bradenton was busy, the beaches were open, people were on the beaches, and I was in complete shock. I haven't seen that many people in a day in 6 weeks? And then I come up to Georgia, and I think we all know that the governor of Georgia wanted to reopen everything a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, I also found out as I traveled up the west coast of Florida this week, the headboats in Clearwater Beach started running last Monday.
Oh, good.
The headboats on Pass started running last Monday. The headboats out of Tarpon Springs started running last Monday. So you would hope that things would to resume to normal soon.
How long are you going to be in Georgia?
Oh, I'm leaving tomorrow. I can't take the cold anymore.
I can't imagine 38 degrees. Wow.
We came up here for a lovely family weekend for Mother's Day. And by the way, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And my parents bought a beautiful home on Lake Notley in northern Georgia. And we were just kind of having our first big, nice family gathering here.
Oh, cool.
But just for the weekend. It was the coldest weekend it's been in a while up here. I think it's a curse.
Oh my.
Yeah, but it's been lovely. The sun is shining and it's absolutely beautiful. And we rented a little pontoon boat to go explore the lake today and see if I can get one of those striped bass to cooperate.
Wow. Well, I wish you.
Wow, sounds like fun.
It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
You going to be fishing natural or lure?
Lure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what to do in freshwater. I'm not really a freshwater girl.
Welcome to my world.
But when I can see them swimming around the dock, that makes me want to catch them.
I think the three of us are about the same way with freshwater. You same way, Carolyn? You're not one of your better skills is freshwater?
Not one of my better skills. Let me just tell you, I couldn't even get the live bait out of the live well, and that was a small little 30-gallon tank. So I'm not that good at the small freshwater fishing. I'd like to get better at it.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I'm a salty girl. I don't know anything about fresh, and I did some reading up and you know what to do, what to use, and we'll see if we can make it happen. But I'm definitely going to get some practice in on this lake when I come up here with my family. These striped bass, the world record here in Georgia is 63 pounds. So that sounds like fun to me.
63? 6'3"?
Yeah. Yes.
Wait a minute. It's a bass? It was a bass?
The record striped bass in the state of Georgia, in the lakes up here, in the rivers, is
63 pounds?
63-pound striped bass.
Holy smokes. I had no idea there was fish that size in a lake.
I'm looking at one right off the dock that's in shallow water, and he's on a sandy bottom, so you can see him real good. And he's a good 24-incher, and I would say he's a 6-8-pound fish every day. I mean, all day long. So, why do you think I got excited about him? I like sport fishing.
Wow.
Yeah. I like
63
sport fishing,
pounds.
and they sound like they'd be some sport.
You weren't kidding.
Well, you know, Angelia, if you see him so close to the dock, the other option is hop right in and jump on him. That'd be about as good as I can get.
If I only had a cast net.
That's another skill that I'm...
That's not beyond me to jump in and try to net fish.
that's another skill I'm poor at. Do you know how to throw a cast net, Angelia?
I can throw an 8-footer real good, and once you get to a 10, I'm not so good, and a 12, I'm really not good. But I can throw an 8-footer pretty darn good.
I can throw a 0-footer. That's
no,
my
I grew
specialty.
up watching my father, who's not a big man, throwing a 12-foot net, and he was darn good at it. So I always kind of an interest, you know.
It is, again, it's one of the skills that revolving around fishing when you're able to take. I had a friend of mine that used to go fishing with me as a kid, and if we were going to go out in his dad's boat, we'd go down to the canal and we'd get a bunch of shiners. And he could, I guess it was like maybe it was an 8-footer because I wasn't very big, but he could throw that thing and it would be a circle. But when he got it out there, it would be a circle. It was amazing. I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't do it. Couldn't figure out how to do it.
Well, no. Here's a thought. I was watching some duck hunting, I think, the other day, and or they were doing some collaborative tagging, and they had this little potato shooter that shot out a beautiful spray of a net, and boy, it would be kind of cool if you can come up with something that for catch a bait.
Hot dog.
That would be something.
I could see a combination of drone flying this shooting thing and flying it over, and you see the fish and poof. Maybe
YouTuber fishing.
We may have just invented a new product.
That sounds great.
So are you going to fish off the coast, up the land, or are you jumping in a boat there, Angelia? And what kind of fishing rod and reel are you using?
You know, my brother, I did not bring any of my gear with me. I did not anticipate the fish being like this, but my brother's got a couple of little light spinning rods. And of course, when I do some research and reading, they say that you need some heavier gear because of the rocky bottom on the lakes and the rivers up here. But I'm not seeing rocky bottom from where I'm at. And, you know, whatever he's got, I'm just going to use it and see what happens, guys.
Make sure you get pictures.
Way more prepared. But yeah, I'm just going to use a couple of his little light spinning reels and see what happens, you know, some artificial bait and see what happens.
Make sure you get pictures.
Well, you know me. Come on.
Pictures. We want pictures.
Yeah,
oh, my
absolutely.
goodness.
You know, it'd be unusual to see a freshwater fish on your Facebook page there.
Hey, I've got salmon on there, Carolyn.
Oh, that's right. From that trip of a lifetime.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, ma'am.
An amazing, something out of a dream. Just unbelievable.
Yeah. I mastered the salmon pretty darn quick, so I was thrilled about that.
Well, I hope that they will open things up eventually. I mean, I know they will, but I mean, I hope they open them up soon down there, because I know this is part of your livelihood, and this has affected my livelihood as well, and I'd like to get back to being able to earn a living. That would be nice, you know. So hopefully when that happens, and it happens very shortly, Angelia is a guide. She's licensed. She is a professional captain, and she has captained, oh my gosh, she's captained a bunch of vessels, big stuff. But she's willing to spend time with you down there in the Keys when all this goes away and show you what she can do. And I can promise you, you won't be disappointed. She has an ability that is very well up there. Anyway, before we go, Angelia, how does if somebody wants to get you as a guide when all this goes away, how do we do that?
I'm so easy to find. You can Google Florida Salty Cowgirl. You can find me Florida Salty Cowgirl on Instagram, on Facebook, floridasaltycowgirl@gmail.com if you'd like to email me. Or you can reach me on my cell phone at any time at 813-610-0078.
Thank you, Connie, my dear. I wish you an awesome day. Let me let Carolyn say goodbye to you, and then we're going to finish up.
Angelia, have a great day out there. Happy Mother's Day to everybody up in Georgia. Enjoy the freedoms that you have there.
Amen.
As well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
God bless you. Safe travels on the way back, my dear. Looking forward to hearing from you.
You got it. Everybody have a wonderful Mother's Day.
Thank you. All right, my friends, we're going to cut a little early today. Enjoy your moms while you have them. My mom is in heaven waiting for me. And if you've got your mom around, give them a big hug, give them a big kiss, wish them a great Mother's Day, because if it wasn't for mothers, we wouldn't be here. Carolyn, anything you'd like to pass on before we sign off here?
No, just everyone have a great day, be safe, and hopefully next week we'll be a little more free to get around and see old friends.
I know that as time goes on here, we're going to be opening up more and more and more, so hopefully we'll have some, we'll get back to the real fishing stories that we used to do before all this craziness started. Thank you, each and every one of you, for taking the time to listen. We'll be back in a week. God bless.